Jeez, scared me to death. Scared myself to death. There was a black screen. And the reason why there was a black screen was because I hadn't entered the studio. But I am entered now. And hello, everyone, anyone. I hope all is well with you and your family and friends and family far and near. Hi, Kathy. Good afternoon, early afternoon. Hi, Brenda. And Gail, how's your back, Brenda? I hope PT is coming along and you're being productive, doing your physical. Hi, Cindy. We used to call them physical terrorists, physical terrorists. We had not a nice nickname for them, you know. That's a hard job. That's a hard job. We were talking about that the other day. I'm trying to get myself here over on. No, I don't want that. You know, come on. Oh, well, I can't. Hi, Mitzi. Wow, and Lydia. Good to see you. Blanket hellos. Yes. I love chicken pot pie. She goes, et al. And others. Susan, wow. Thank you for being here. I love that video that you sent me. Wow. Susan sent me a video of a woman making a like Victorian haunted house thing out of cardboard. And I have made houses out of cardboard in the past, but this thing was, what happened? Oh, my arm. Well, that's just the remnants of a fall and a cat bite, but it's really, I'm fine. Really, it's all good. And I bruise very easily, so it looks a lot worse than it really is. But this house that this woman made, it was huge. And she just drew up that plan herself and just started cutting out cardboard. And it had towers and rounded windows. And it was pretty impressive, I would say. I attempted to make a house a while ago. That was a couple of years ago. And I used modeling paste as like stucco. And I remember making curtains out of toilet paper at the time when toilet paper was at a premium. And I took two little strips of toilet paper and made curtains out of it. And then and I did shingles. Yes. Thank you, Kathy. I've signed up for the sketchbook revival 2024. And one of the first sessions, I guess before officially started, or maybe it started, was a bookbinder by the name of Chanel Lee. Her last name was L-Y, so I think it's Lie, maybe. Lie, Chanel Lie. Anyway, she went through a whole thing about how to make hi Pam, a soft covered sketchbook. Not that I don't have any sketchbooks, mind you, but I thought it would be fun to make one and then do all the stuff that's in this whole thing exclusively in here. My only problem was that I didn't have the right weight paper. Watercolor paper is a wee bit too heavy, so I'm using drawing paper that has a 70-pound weight. So, and I've put a little bit of water on it, and it's okay. So I think it'll hold up to any little bit of watercoloring that I might do. But I thought I would do a couple of the things that I've already kind of done or experimented with doing. And, nothing, I don't think anything's new, but they were new to me. So I thought I might share some of those with you. The other thing, the paper that I used was a big pad of drawing paper. Hi, Val. I know. Well, the hurricane missed us, and it was basically the bend of Florida. Florida bends, and it was headed towards Tallahassee, and it missed Tallahassee. And I'm on the other coast. I'm on the East Coast. Hi, Andrea. So good to see you. And yes, thumbs up would be awesome. I certainly would appreciate that. So again, it seems like they always hit in the middle of the night. I mean, they have to hit in the daytime somewhere, but it never seems to be here. Hi, Safia. Hi, Colleen. It's always in the middle of the night. And I have a porch that is vulnerable. Let me put it that way. And because it has vinyl windows, and the vinyl windows are rated for up to 75 mile an hour winds. Now, I don't know whether they mean sustained 75 mile an hour winds, because I don't think I've ever experienced it sustained nonstop. Maybe a gust or two, but we had gusts up to 45, 50 miles. And you can see the whole vinyl, would go in and out. And it's a little scared. I was scared, but I was prepared. I was prepared in the sense that I had just gotten a case of Tito's. So I don't know. I did have water, and we have underground utilities here, so very rarely do we lose our electricity. But boy, the pictures of the damage on that area of Cedar Beach, I think, in Florida, I mean, they're gone because of the storm surge. I mean, there's not much that can withstand 10, 15 feet of water. You got some wind and about 4 inches of rain, yeah. East Tennessee, yep, that's right. They got hit too. Tito to the rescue. Yeah. I'm sure that's not what they consider to have, it's clear. Yeah. But to answer your question, yes, we were fine. And now there's Joyce. There's a Joyce, but I just checked on Joyce, and Joyce is headed straight up, kind of making a hard right and going north. I appreciate that, Val. Send all your, strength and healing to all of those poor people that lost everything. And this kind of hit the same area that Ida went through, I think. And they're rebuilding. They just got done rebuilding. So I just don't, I think it doesn't end until November 30th, Mitzi. It's June 30th to November 30th, technically speaking. It's 6 months, it's half the year. Kathy's not. I've been, I've been my own bad influence. And I've managed to survive myself. I've been very lucky because I've done some stupid ass things, and I'm here to tell you, not about them, but I'm here to say that I've been stupid. And haven't we all? Well, maybe not. I shouldn't say that. So anyway, this is the journal. I had to make some alterations. Nettie, hello, Nettie. How is Nettie, and how is my favorite little artist, Owen? I was talking about Owen's art the other day. I can't remember to whom, but it's good to see you. My cover, I had to do something differently for the cover. And so this is 2 pieces of paper, scrapbook paper from Ciao Bello. He's doing okay. That's good. And as you can see, I stitched them together to give them a little. And this stitch, she called this a French knot stitch. And it's pretty cool because you get this really neat X's in the middle. And so when you punch your holes, you space them out a little bit differently than you would in a regular like journal stitch. Oh, correcting his new teacher who is, oh, ooh. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I'm sure he's doing it with a smile. But yeah, it's got this interesting design, and you can see how it's spaced out. It's 3/4 of an inch, and then you mark the center, and then it's an inch and another inch, and then you get this cute little X. And then when it's all said and done, you put some clamps on it. And I bought some clamps. I actually bought them at the grocery store. I didn't wait for Amazon. And then you just put glue. I painted PVA glue, and of course it dried clear, but you can see to kind of reinforce them. Hi, Joyce. And if you have these squeezed tight enough, the glue doesn't seep through. And of course, the feature of the sketchbook, which is the one that it makes it great, is that it opens flat. And you like that flat, a journal that opens flat. Now, she had a video where you can go and kind of even up all of this stuff. I didn't care. And I went through and took my little page rounder thing and rounded all of the pages. But yeah, so I thought we would, and this is, yeah. And I have this quite a few pages in here. Hers called for, if you were doing lighter weight paper, five signatures with five pieces of paper in each, folded in half. I've got 7, I think, signatures folded in half. But yeah. And this is what I had. This is the scraps I had, because I had to cut the paper down. So this looks like it's square, but it's not. Technically, it's 8.5 by 9. I don't know why I didn't make it square. But I thought I would make another journal out of this and do the same thing and just make another little sketch journal. And I actually even have, and I was doing some watercolors, which I think I'm going to do today as part of the stream, a little different technique. And I was doing it on this paper, which is the same as the paper that's in there, and to see how it would hold up. And you can see that it barely went through. And I usually don't do both sides of the paper anyway. Yeah, landscape type journal. Yep, and it'll lay flat, and then I'll come up. I'll get some scrapbook paper, and use that as the cover. And I already have it's in here somewhere. I already have the template for the stitches somewhere in here. Yeah, here it is. Here. So there. Anyway, I'm gonna make that. Hi, Goldie. There's something I wanted to ask you. Oh, yes. You had a friend request from me. I wanted to make sure. Oh, thank you. That is a lovely, does look like it was purchased. Yes, it was. No, the paper was. Okay. Now, one of the things one of the artists did, and I was going to write down her name, and I will put it in the description box after the stream. But my sister called at 4:55. And she doesn't understand, streaming or anything. And she wanted to make sure I was okay because of the hurricane. And I had thought about calling her today, and I didn't. I'm bad about that. And she lives in Hondo, Texas. I just like saying that. Hondo, Texas. I think that's outside of San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so, but what this woman did, she took, hi, Barbara. She took 30 colored pencils, and she said she has over 700. And so I got out my colored pencils, which I never really used, but she made these most beautiful, colorful, whimsical page in this lesson. So I'm going to do that. And then one of the other ladies, the woman that is the publisher of Uppercase, she provided these downloads where you go through, you do your art supply thing. So I thought we might mess around with that and color theory. And then the Zentangle thing like that. So we got several new things that I've never done before that I thought I would attempt to do live in front of a live audience, which in itself is scary. So I'm going to get out. Hello, Marguerite from beautiful British Columbia. So I do have some Prismacolors. I only have a few. And the other ones I could use are these. And I bought these remember when Arteza was the new kid on the block? And they were making everything from paper to markers to watercolors to acrylics, you name it. Arteza was making them, and I bought their colored pencil set, Expert. And well, then you will love this exercise. And these are, in my opinion, these are a total flop. But they would be easier to use for this exercise. So I don't think I have 30 Prismacolors, but let's just see. All right. So there's always these as a backup. And I also have a well-loved set of Caran d'Ache. Caran d'Ache? Is it Caran d'Ache? Yes. Let's see. Nope, that's not Caran d'Ache. I mean, it says Caran d'Ache, but there's something else in there. I love these metal boxes. Fan color. And you can see, whoops, there's only 18 of these, but you can see that these are well loved. Because I'm down to like using the little nubs. Look at that. So I could use these too. I love these. But I'll probably go with, let's see, I need 30 different colors, so I should just stop. I don't know if I should cut it off or what. Oh no. Hi, Diane. What is Barbara cutting off? Swamps. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, whoops, those are watercolor ones. We don't want watercolor. Oh, don't tell me I mixed up. 1, 2, 3. These monolamas, I don't want those. 4. I would have done this. But anyway, my sister moved from New Hampshire down to Hondo, Texas, and is living with her daughter. My brother-in-law passed away a couple of years ago, and God, geez. And I have to laugh. I mean, this woman, my sister, hates the heat. And I'm sure it's pretty hot in Hondo. And she would never consider moving to Florida, because I said, why don't you move down to Florida and be close to me? Oh, no, I could never live in Florida. It's too hot. But She's in, and she was the one that was born. She was born on the Navy base in Pensacola. And I was born on the Navy base in Newport. So, all right. I'm almost there. And I'll show you. Does anybody own the Arteza color pencils? Did anybody else buy them? In a moment of weakness? I don't know, these Mono Llama ones. I guess Miss Lena sent those to me. Mix them in here. Because they are, well, I'll show you what I mean, why I don't like them. They are hard and dry. Well, that's probably not a, I've bought some of their paper and their sketch pads and stuff. And actually, I did buy their set of 60 acrylic paints that came in a little tube. So I've got their acrylic paints, and they're okay. They're nothing to. They're no Goldens, that's for sure. All right. There we go. Nope, that's those Llama Damas. I don't know. We're not going to use white, so let me put these back in the box. I got a regular pencil in there. I don't know. That's not even a red pencil. I have some random crayons. When I opened it, all I could smell was naked crayons. Woo! All right. Let's see what we got here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Well, I probably got a set of 36 and I'm missing one. Okay, that's good enough. All right. I think. Well, I always remember Dee Dee always says she loves to smell, a new box of crayons. Now, I might use these in the other exercise if we get to that. And these, even though these are water resistant, and these are ones that are water solubles. These are water solubles, and I think I have these mixed in, but what I have in here, and I do believe these are from has anybody ever seen these? And they're Cordano, the ones that make those watercolors that come in that little white set. And these are kind of fun to play with. But they're hard. I mean, they've got multiple colors in them. So when you can see, you get multiple colors. And you get these two colors. So, and that they're made by, I'm not pronouncing it. I know you know the company. It's KOH-I-NOOR. Kohinoor. I have their little travel watercolor set that's in the white box. I couldn't live without those too. I just found them when I was looking for the other stuff. All right. So this is what we're going to do. And I can talk when I do this because I don't really have to think. Yes, that's it. I know that's a good company. Yeah. They make a lot of white. I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but watercolor stuff I have. And it's a travel set. And I've had it for, oh man, Pocket Field sketch set. I've had this for, oh, there's a Sakura company. Okay. Oh no, never mind. Oh, I thought that, no, that's not them. This is Koi Watercolors, Pocket Field Sakura. Oh, never mind. I thought that was that same company, because this is well loved. I mean, really, I use this every night when I'm journaling. Different company. I feel like Rosanna Dana. Never mind. Screwed that up. Okay. So I should probably write something on here, but I'm not. Let's see, Brenda, I lived in New Orleans a while. Yeah, I take the dry heat over swamp heat. Yeah, I would too. Yeah. Well, they always say, like out in the desert, it's 100 degrees, but it's dry heat. Well, that's true to a certain extent, but heat is heat. Oh, really? Where you are? It's swampy, foggy, cold. Oh, foggy here. And Kathy's up in Oregon, which is wet. See, I don't know whether, I guess you could fold this back, but I don't really want to fold that back. I don't want to. Okay. So I have all these crayons over here. And the exercise says, close your eyes and pick a color. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to grab a crayon, not a crayon, colored pencil. And I'm going to start and I'm going to draw a triangle like so. And I'm going to fill it in like so. And if I had my act together, I would have given you all this information. I'm going to put that over here. And I'm going to grab another pencil, not looking, and I'm going to come down here and make another triangle. And the woman that did this, she had a whole page this big. You spent 6 months in Florida and you were happy to get back to your, I'm going to pick another, your dry Arizona air. Yeah, I never been to Arizona, but I've been to Salt Lake City, and that's kind of dryish heat. I just kind of screwed that up. Okay, I'm going to pick another color. Hi, lovely crafting lodge, and I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Are you a Dawn or a Vicky? Okay, I'm picking colors. Jacqueline, huh? I wasn't close at all. Okay, I'm going to do this. Grab another one. New Mexico is almost okay. I've heard that New Mexico is really dry. I'd like to go to Santa Fe. I think that's supposed to be a very artsy community, if I'm not mistaken. I'm picking another color randomly. Oh, look at this. I must have tried to sharpen that with an X-Acto blade. I'm sure. Let me see if I'm not very careful. Isn't that where Santa Fe, where they have the big hot balloon festival? You see those big pictures all the time on calendars of the hot balloons in Santa Fe. We'll go here. Oh my gosh, Calgary is that? Okay. I didn't know that. Well, when I lived in southwestern New York, which is, in about an hour south of Buffalo, yeah, my fingers would crack because it would be so dry. And the wood would shrink because it was so dry. The wood would kind of, it was not good for if you had like wood furniture or stuff like that, I put a new furnace in my house, and I actually added a humidifier, not a dehumidifier, but a humidifier, because it got so dry in the winter. My fingers would crack. I'd go to tie my shoes, and my fingers would be bleeding. It's not very pleasant. And my son has a tendency to bloody noses, and boy, he would have bloody noses all on and off all winter long because of the dryness. And that was New York, up near Buffalo. Now I grew up on Long Island, and it was so muggy and humid in Long Island that if you had some shoes in your closet and say you didn't wear them for a week or two, they would have mold in them. They'd be moldy. I'm kind of peeking here, and I kind of going crooked. Are you surprised I'm not going straight? Oh, I screwed something up the other day, and something that I did upside down, and it was on my my thing. Okay, wow, all right. I know a lot of people where I lived in New York. They had wood burning stoves, and they would actually have a pot, like a tea kettle or a pot or a pan full of water, just simmering, just to add humidity to the air, because it was just so dry in the wintertime. So this is what you do, as you can see. And as this lady said, it's just one of those meditative things. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. How are you and your family? I hope all is well. And you can just, as you can see, it's kind of mindless. And you can't really screw it up, because if you do it upside down, you're already doing it upside down one way and downsize the other way. And what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Whoa, that's pretty close, huh? All right, I'm going to go this way and go down. I hope that's right. Is it? Yes, okay, I think it's right. If it's not, it doesn't surprise me. All right, we're going to go down, and then we're going to go this way, up. Okay. I was telling everybody earlier, Joyce, that you have there's a name Storm after you, Joyce. Oh, okay. And Joyce is out in the middle of the Atlantic, and looks like she's going to head north and hook up with Isaac. So we have Hij. And she doesn't seem to be, she's far, far away. Not going to cause any trouble. Okay. Huh. I'm getting down to the, whoops. What happened here? Okay, I'm kind of out of whack here. My triangles are getting a little wonky. And I'm cheating because I'm looking. So after you do this, you're going to go back and you're going to pick out your favorite colors. Ooh, violet. like a palette of maybe 5 colors. I mean, I could get the palette box, but you know what kind of trouble I always get. Remember those horrible colors I had last week? Was that only last week when I made that gritty grid mess? God, what a disaster that was. Whew. At least I thought it was. Oh, this is Vert Ponce. Oh, dark green. But it is dark green. And this woman has a whole book full of these things. I'm gonna, whoops. I'm pressing down pretty hard, but not too hard. What do we got here? These are so soft and creamy. Now, I've never had the other ones. What are they? Holbeins? Are there different? Are there different? Prismacolors? Okay, Safia. Are there different grades of these? Are premier, but are there different grades of these that go up and they're like super, or are they just I guess are there different levels of like student expert, because I don't know that much about. I know Dee Dee talks about Holbeins, I guess. But I don't really know any other brands of color pencils other than, I've got the Arteza crap. Oh, you know who else made color? Kurtaki. Oh, Scholar cheaper, but they're hard and scratchy. Okay, okay, thanks, Lori. Well, that's kind of how those Arteza ones are. They're not, the colors are not very intense, and I will show you what I mean in a second here. Violet. Ooh. All right, so this has to go this way. And what do we have here? We've got a silver. It should come out this way. Okay. And then what she did was she kind of came out. Let me, I don't know what color she used. So I'll just go out like this. And kind of went out like this. And like that. And kind of did a color here to square it off. And I'm not doing a really good job squaring it off, but I don't think anybody's going to mind too much. And let me square this off. Come across like so. And down like that. Color this in. Okay, so this is what I've got. Oh, Faber-Castell. Those are the polychromos. Okay, Faber-Castell. Yeah, okay. And I have Faber-Castell. The soft, like gelatos. Yes. Give me some digits. So this is what I've got. And what she showed, this woman literally had a page this big filled. So, I'm watching TV or just not thinking, filled the whole page. Now her drawing triangles were bigger than this. And I'm going to do the second part of the, okay, and the Caran d'Ache. I have some of those too. I was showing I do have some Caran d'Ache. Let me show you the Arteza, and you'll see what I'm talking about. If I can open it. I know. Well, it's not something you would do. She would just like do it at night, like some people sitting in the TV, knitting and crocheting. That she would just have her sketchbook on her lap and do that. All right. Now let me see if I can't. Let's try to find a similar. Well, of course, they're not going to be similar, but look, I sharpened these all up. But I had a set of Kurtaki, I think, watercolors, and they were expensive. And I bought all of them. Okay, Nettie, thanks so much for stopping in, and say hi to Owen for me and tell him to be kind to his male teacher. So I'm going to put like normal pressure. That's like normal pressure. Now I'm going to press as hard as I can. You got to press really, really hard to get that color versus, let's see, what would be close, whatever that was. I guess they're not as bad as I think they were. But here's the, I'm just like this. Well, maybe they're not. Maybe they're, maybe I'm bitching too much here. All right. I just find them dry. They're very dry and they don't have a good sense of humor. Just, so, okay. Well, we're going to use the Prismacolors. Look, I have these all sorted in color groups. But I gave the Kurtaki colored pencils to a student that I had who was an art student, and I gave them all to her. And she was very appreciative. And I said, I don't like them. I'm not going to use them. And they came in this beautiful, they came in sets of 5 and like a little bookcase type of thing. But, okay. So the next thing she said to the, basically, and I'm going to try to remember all the things that she did. And she fills the whole page. She's going to fill a whole page, and I'm going to try to fill a whole page also. And there's a whole series of prompts, and I didn't go back and write them down, but I'm going to try to do that from memory. So the first thing I'm going to draw is a very, very, very simple house. A hoose, as the Scotsman would say, a very simple hoose. And that's a long story. And I'm just, I got to pick a palette. Pick a palette. Any palette. All right. I'm going to pick. Oh, that's a mono llama. All right. I don't know how that got in there. All right. I'm going to pick this color here. And I love me some turquoise and teal. And I'll take some purple. And let's see, because I have no color sense at all. And let's take a green. Let's take a light green. And one more color. How about an orange? Let's see. How about an orange? Whoops, that's purple. How about an orange? All right, so this is going to be my palette. And so I'm just going to do that. I'll do that up here. All right. And I don't even know whether, you know what I should do if I wasn't so lazy. I have a color wheel with a palette of my favorite colors. But we'll just do this. Again, I have no color sense. It just doesn't look too outrageous. But these are the 5 colors I'm going to use for the rest of this exercise. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Did I spray what with? Ooh, does gouache go moldy? Ooh. Okay. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a house here. Very simple house. Basic as basic can be. And we'll do that, and we'll give it a purple or whatever roof. Put a little chimney. Give it some scalloped tiles. All right. And let's give it a door. Let's give it a window, a couple of windows. And door. All right, a nice big round door, like so. Let's do this. I'll color the chimney in. Okay, so that's the house. The next thing I'm going to draw is a bird on the house, but it's going to be just not a very realistic bird. It's going to be a bird, the best I can do, with no reference. So let's see. How about whoops. That's its feathers. And we'll give it an eye. All right, that's my bird. Next thing I'm going to draw is 3 flowers coming out of the house. All right. So here will be 1 flower. I'm going to draw some leaves. And let's do a flower like this. Do this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe. Okay, that's 1 flower. Now we got to draw another flower coming out of the house. Let's do this up here, okay? Another leaf, another leaf, leaves, and leaves, okay? And let's do a flower that kind of looks like a tulip. Color that in, maybe. Okay, and now we need another flower. Put a bird on it, exactly. And 1 more flower. And let's make a little short flower here. And let's see. I guess. Okay, there are my 3 flowers. Now, the next thing I'm going to draw is 3 trees. Put a butt on it. Yeah, who came up with this? I think it was Janice Johnson, right? JL? Oh, Johnson. JJL. They came up with put a bird on it. I can't remember who came up with that expression. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 trees. And they're going to be very stylized trees. Like, well, let's do. Well, that's not that style. You're all going to know what that is, right? And let's color that in. This may be a little bit too big. I could kick myself in the arse, in my butt, for not going back and listening to all this. But that's okay. There's one tree. And since I live in Florida, how about a palm tree? But it's going to be a blue palm tree. And we got leaves. Everyone has a blue palm tree. Okay. A blue palm tree. And we need one more type of tree. No, another type of tree. Okay, let's do this. It's so hard not to. How about? Well, that kind of looks like a tree. We'll color it in. But you can see that, I mean, just doing like childlike drawings. You can fill a whole page with things like this. She had a whole book just filled with these type of drawings. But I think this tree needs apples, but the apples are going to be blue because since I don't have green, so we'll put some blue apples on this tree, and we'll put some decorations on this tree. And there's not much I can add to this tree. So there's our trees. The next thing we're going to do is draw a piece of fruit. And she drew a lemon. So I'm going to draw a lemon. I'm going to draw it like I've never seen a lemon drawn this way. So I'm going to draw it the way she drew it. She drew it like this. Kind of cut like that. A lemon cut in slices. And let's color it in. So we have, this is a lemon. I mean, if you look at that, no one's going to say, ah, ha, ha, that's a lemon. Let's put some seeds in it. But that's supposed to be a lemon. Now we're going to work on a border of sorts. And we're going to do some squigglies like this. So that'll be a border of sorts. And then we'll do another border up like in this corner. All right. How about some strawberries? Let's draw a bunch of strawberries. I don't know whether that kind of looks like a strawberry. The strawberry kind of looks like a heart, but this will make it look more like a strawberry if I give it some seeds, right? Okay, let's draw a couple more of those. Let's do another one. They're kind of like a heart-shaped thing, like so. Color that in. And give it some seeds. Let's draw another. We have to do 3 of everything. Come on. But they were very tastefully done butts. They weren't old, big, fat, hairy men butts. They were like baby butts. And there's nothing cuter than a little baby's butt. They're adorable. That little pink. That was a book, right? That someone gave her. All right, so we now have 3 strawberries. Now, strawberries. Anybody want to shout out a noun that I could easily draw? And as you're maybe shout out something, I'm going to do like little things like that to fill in. Because you really want to fill everything up. A sled. Okay, a sled. Now, this is how I picture a sled without a reference. Slats of wood and the runners. I don't know. Does that look like a sled? I don't know. Take care, Gail. And when you said replay, it made me think of football. I haven't checked the football stars yet. So that's my sled. Okay. I'm sure that's not what you thought of, but that's how I thought of a sled. Because I had that, I'm picturing of that sled hanging on the wall. Anybody else throw something else out that I could possibly draw? Hi, Nancy. I'm doing I don't even know what she called it. A colorful, how to make a colorful sketchbook. The whole book was filled with things like this. How about a sweater? Why don't I draw a sweater? Now, this really shouldn't be here, but we'll draw a sweater over here. A little crew neck. Since everybody's knitting. And we'll have some like designs. There's a sweater. How about, oh yeah, I could do that. I could make a little sweater with triangles. All right. Let's see if I can do that. Whoops. I didn't. Well, we can have like a rib, like a thing on a sweater, right? That, what do you call it? The ribbing. And do little triangles. And I'll color those in. I don't think that's what Barbara had in mind, but okay, let's color this in. Triangles. It's a sweater, kind of. I thought of something else I could draw. This will get the ugliest sweater award. Let's see. I wish I had more colors in my palette. It's kind of hard when you're only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I'm working with is 5 colors. And let's do this. How we doing? Oh, okay. This totally works. Okay. Thank you. A little green here. A little green here. A little blue here. And a little more of this here. How about a sock? There are people that actually knit socks. And there's actually people in this room that knit socks, which I think is totally, completely amazing that people knit socks. I just think that's just an incredible thing to do. Because I always think of Argyle socks, and I know that that's not what they're knitting. I'm looking for a sharpener, and I don't have one. All I have is a woody sharpener. I thought I had one in here. Probably do. Oh, I have an electric one. Let's see. Well, it's an electric one, but it's not. Okay, Lori said I knit one pair, probably will not knit another. I've got slippers, but I haven't made socks. Oh, okay, I can draw a rainbow. Even though they're not the official rainbow colors, it doesn't matter. Because let's face it, there's no such thing as a blue palm tree. Sorry for the noise, but I knit a pair too, it's like knitting with toothpicks. Well, I always picture a picture of somebody knitting a pair of Argyle socks with 5 million, needles. But I can't imagine. But Barbara's been knitting socks. And she had to take the heel out, right, Barbara? And then someone was talking about knitting it was like almost like you knit a tube, and then you put a little hat on the end of the tube, and then you get like a tube sock. See, this is runs on a battery. It's kind of handy. All right, a rainbow, right? Okay. A rainbow already. Why don't we, even though this, we'll just do a rainbow here. So we'll start here. I wonder how a rainbow goes. The dark, well, I don't know. So we'll just do this. All right, here's a rainbow's a good idea. All right. I mean, this is like a prompt game. It is kind of very much like a prompt game. All right, I did that, and I need this. I don't know whether anybody. All right, and then we need a green, right? I'm in awe of people that, I recently taught myself how to knit, but I didn't get I got a piece about that big, about that long, and it's um, all knit, no purl. I started to do the purl part, and then but I know I knitted at one time. All right, there's the rainbow. I like that. That came out pretty good. All right, let's do some more of these little squigglies. And anything else you'd like me to amaze you with and draw? Let me do some more of this over here. My daughter-in-law is hi, Adria. Daughter-in-law is a very talented knittress. No, there's no one who knits. So there's my border. Hi, Kel. Oh, Kel's with you, Lori, right? Fire hydrant and bicycle. Whoa! Fire hydrant. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. Fire hydrant has a little top, right? And then a little rounded thing like so. And then got a little lippy thing here like so. And then it comes down like so. Maybe flares out a little bit. And then it's got a thing here where the hose would be. I think that looks like a fire hydrant or not. A bicycle. Man in the moon. Oh, okay. A bicycle. All right. Bicycle. Okay. Let's see where to put a bicycle. Let's do, okay, here we go. One wheel, two wheels, fender, handlebar, back fender, seat, and spokes. And a pedal. There's my bicycle. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's my bicycle, little bicycle. All right, anything else? Oh, you want a man in the moon. Jeez. Well, I think you have a circle, right? Like so. Well, now it's going to look like a head to the sweater. Then you'd have like this kind of, because when you look up at the man in the moon, you kind of see like the shadows. It's the shadows of the craters that we're seeing. So that'll be on the head. A bird. Yeah, I got a bird right here. I started out with a bird. How about some mushrooms? And then I think that we can wrap this up. Let me do a couple more of these things. That wouldn't be too bad as a man in the moon, except it's on top of that sweater. Mushrooms. Shrooms. So let's do a nice fat shroom. Here comes the rain. There's a shroom. And let's do another one over here. Make a more pointy mushroom. And with little circles on it. I went by, there was a helicopter airplane. Okay. There was a neighbor up at the end of the road that has just their lawn is just on their lawn are a whole bunch of big white mushrooms. And they look so good. I mean, I would want to pick them and saute them, but I wouldn't because I don't know whether they're poison or not. Let's see, we got to put a third mushroom. Where are we going to put the third mushroom? Well, we'll have to do a little mushroom, right? And an airplane. Helicopter. Airplane. Airplane. Maybe down here. No. Helicopter. My problem is there's no room. I can picture it in my head, which is not a good place to be. I have a helicopter in my head, doctor. All right. It's going to have to be a little helicopter. Well, you know what we could do? Why don't we do this? We can make this the tail end of the helicopter, right? How about that? And we'll have the big whirlies up here. There, I got a helicopter in. I finished. I got a helicopter in. We'll color that in, right? Okay, I think that's probably enough. And maybe some more of these little things. The object is really, she said, you want to fill the page. And I think I've done a pretty good job of filling the page. And this wouldn't be here normally. And the other thing I don't have that I should have is, how about some stars, like stars, like this kind of star. Oh, Kathy, does Kathy know about mushrooms? You're going to send pictures? Or you're just growing a large bulbous mushrooms right now? I'm not going to cook that either. Yeah. Well, they had the big white ones, and they were like that white big, and they were white and the kind of flat. I think that would be so neat to know your mushroom, so to speak. But they're the only yard around here that I've noticed any mushrooms. I wonder, the animals eat them? No. They probably would know to stay away. I wonder if like sandhill cranes would eat mushrooms. You know what I'd like to know? What eats cockroaches? Oh, you're doing the thing. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Um, all right. So that's kind of what it's kind of looks like when you. Ah, yes, diatomaceous earth. Yes, I was going to show because I was in Miriam's stream earlier this morning. And we were talking about Inktober, and I said that one year I drew 31 different species of beetles. Um, and here it is. I will show you. And I did a Coptic stitch. So, how to know the beetles. I had been to an estate sale, and in the estate sale was a book on beetles. And so I drew them. Uh, and then I put them on little colored backgrounds. Oops. And the first drawing was like a diagram. And this was out of the book of all the different parts of a beetle. And I just used a pen and ink and some typical beetle legs, which look a lot like cockroaches. And then I started, and when you looked at these beetles, I mean, these things are blown up. These pictures are blown up, but they have like little faces. And I wrote down their name and their features. And I numbered them. And I did a little wash behind them. And like the length of this one is 6 to 8 millimeters, eastern half of the US. This is a big one, but this guy looks like he has a bow tie. And his length is 25 to 30 millimeters. And again, I kind of did but these guys have little faces if you look at them. Look at the little eyes. But if you see an actual picture of them, look at this dude. And look at the body on this one. It's like an ant that decided to be a beetle. 7 to 8 millimeters. So they're little tiny things. And then I stamp the numbers. Look at this guy. He looks like a referee. Give him a whistle. Thank you. Yeah. And look at this dude. A little stippling, there. And look at this dude. 23 to 28 millimeters. California and Nevada. I did this a long time. Oh my God. 2019 is when I did this. Look at those fat little guys. Look at this dude. Look at this, the snout on him. And he's tiny, tiny, 2.5 to 3 millimeters. But if you look them up, if you were to look them up, you would see how tiny they are, but how colorful they are. Here's that dude. And then I printed that out on, I drew him on a locker. And then I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. And look, she's got a bra on. Doesn't she look like she's got a little bra on? I did a bra commercial. Did I tell you? Did I tell you about my bra commercial? I bought some new bras, and the name of the company is Under Outfit. Look, he's got little hairy legs. Look at this dude. Look at the little face on him. And this is, I mean, this is out of an official Beetle book that I copied these little ink drawings from. And this guy is only 1 millimeter. That's like, he looks like a little Martian, doesn't he? With the little antennae. And look at this guy here. This guy. I mean, these were a lot of fun to do. I was doing these when I was still teaching. And then I screwed up the holes when I was making the book, so I had to punch it. Well, if you bought their bra, look at this one. It looks like, wow, that one's pretty elaborate. And look at the antenna on this one, the antennae. Bye, Andrea. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. We were all concerned. I'm glad, everything's okay and that you were able to be here for a while. But look at this dude, translucent wings. And I guess I was running out of things, so I did like a little insect thing. And I guess the beetle was the ladybug. I guess the ladybug technically is a beetle. Right? Let's see. What? Okay. And I did a side view of a beetle. And then for 31, this is one of my favorite quotes from Thomas Edison. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. So that was 31, because I almost gave up on this. And there I made of course, the cover is out of cardboard. As you can see, the corrugated cardboard. And so 2019, isn't that a great quote? I have that in several different places around here. And then, and then I have the other new favorite quote is she took the leap and built her wings on the way down. And then another one is today's a good day to try. I like that one too, because that's easy to remember. But that's my little beetle book. And that's the only year that I successfully completed the challenge. But I had a pretty good braid going here with the Coptic stitch here, you can see. And so I'm glad I was able to bring that out again, because that was fun. Last year I got to about day 14, I think. Well, you're welcome. I got to day 14, I think. I was doing flowers out of that big blue encyclopedia of drawing. It has over 900 images. And I was going to do a flower a day. And I think I gave up probably around day 14. I don't know why. I think the Zentangle thing is fun to do tangles. And speaking of that, I think I'm going to switch to try that I did earlier. So this is the page, and she had a whole book full of outline, different things with different prompts. And you could make prompts like, if I had more room, I could draw more fruit. But I like it. It's pretty colorful. I think it's a nice way to start this book, sketchbook. And all right, the next thing I think we can do. Yes, well, Barb's got a beautiful book too. She's got a beautiful book that she makes, every year to put her tangles in. And that looks really cool too. Her book looks awesome. All right, this is what I'm going to try to do. And I tried it several times earlier today with mixed results. So I am going to try it again. This will be the third or fourth time I've done it. And it's a Zentangle type of thing. And this is the one that was most successful. And this is what it kind of looks like. But I'm going to put down what she did was, let me see that. I did something. You're going to put down a couple of drops of, she used liquid watercolor on watercolor paper. And I'm not using liquid watercolor because that's one medium that I don't own and I don't really need to own. Yes. Yeah. That toned traveler's style notebook is perfect. And I'm going to use acrylic ink and a fountain pen. And I know it doesn't seep through because I've already done it. And I thought if I was going to say there's something in here that's going to be seriously like watercolor, exercise, which there are already, what I'll do is I'll just glue 2 pages together, and that should work out fine. But I think this will be okay. Now, so let's try. I'll stick this under here. The problem is to get the ink to go where you want it. See, I did this, and this is, you could do something with that, but I want it to come out lighter than that and rounder. All right, so let's do this. All right, let me get this out of the way. I'm going to bring in a Sailor fountain pen that has carbon black ink. A pen to do shadowing with. This is a really nice pen. This is a General's layout pen, extra black. It's a very nice pen. And then a blending stub. And I have a General's white Zentangle pencil that came from a Zentangle kit. I had a student that gave me a little Zentangle kit for Christmas one year, and I thought, oh my God, there's a student that's paying attention to what I like. And it came with the little squares. All right, let me get the ink out. I have a little tiny set of acrylic inks. And I'm going to do a phthalo blue, a yellow, and a violet. You could, but you'll see what she said you could use watercolors. But you have to, I'm going to have to put, I'm going to put little drops of the paint on the paper, and then you're going to put a piece of plastic on top of it to smush it. So it would be really hard to do it with, like regular watercolor paints, the dry ones, like the ones I have, not like liquid watercolor. You'll see what I mean when I show you what the technique is. It'll be more sense. I tried doing it with India inks, but the Indian inks were too opaque, I guess. All right. And if it doesn't work out, it'll be okay. I've got a couple of other exercises that I would like to try. These are this is just like the opening session for this sketchbook renewal revival 2024. All right. So what I'd like to do that, I tried this before and I think it helped a little bit. I'm going to put I'm going to just put a little light little circles here, like where I'm going to drop the paint, the ink rather. And you can't see this, but it's not necessary for you to see that. Just gives me a place where to keep the paint kind of. I got that ready. Oh, let me do this. I have to move kind of faster because this paper obviously is more absorbent than watercolor paper. So I want to have these open, which is scary because that means I can tip them over. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. All right. So. You see what I mean? Okay. Now this goes down like so. I'm moving around. Ooh. Like so. With my fingers. Actually came out pretty good. And now I need to, oh, that's okay. I can dry that with my, look out, Lily, you're going to run you over. Let me pick up some of these puddles. So you see what I mean, Brenda? Yeah, kind of like painty papers. It's more like a dendritic. Hi, Carla. When you smush it. But yeah, let me wipe that up. Kind of like a gel plate type of thing. That actually came out, and that came out pretty good. Let's see. Let me see whether it went through. See, it barely went through. And that doesn't bother me. Let me give that a dry, let me give that a blast. Naked baby fairies. Okay. Okay, there we go. What do we see in the Rasha ink splash? But this is another one of those things, you know, what she had a little sketchbook, and she had, how it's hot. She had pages of these already done. Like, you know, that this was all done, and she could just, and she had a whole bunch of different Zentangle patterns. Now, in a traditional Zentangle pattern, as you know, it's a square, and oh, thank you, Brenda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good call. Gosh, what would I do without you folks? Goldilocks saved me last week with the lady. You know, that glue finally dried, so I was able to put that lady in my forest book. All right, so this is where it's probably not going to be exciting, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to put an orb because it's not really a true circle, and it's not going to be in the center, so I'm going to put a little off center, like so. This is an inexpensive Sailor brand fountain pen. They make very, very, very expensive fountain pens, and this is not one of them. I'm not a poster, though. I don't like posting my fountain pens. And now I'm just going to go out here with a line, like so, and then do a parallel line, like so. And then I'm going to do another 2 lines and maybe come all the way out here. She did, I mean, when I thought she was done, she did the shading and everything. I don't have her name off the top of my head. I will have to go back and add that in my community tab. I should give you the names of all of these women. They all have websites. So I will go back on my community tab, and I will put the name of all of these women, including the bookbinding lady, with her website information. So if you want to check out the bookbinding lady and the woman that did this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. And we'll come out like here, like so. And then we're going to do a little circle or orb around the middle. And this is, Barbara would probably, oops, I screwed up already. Oh, well, that should have come back down that way. All right. And then I'm going to draw one parallel line on that side and another parallel line on this side and a parallel line on this side and a parallel line on that side and one on, I can't see what I'm doing, this side and on this side. The problem is the ink is kind of dark, and on this side and on this side. And let me hold this up. Karen of Ben. Yeah, she's the one that's running it, but she didn't do. Hi, Aunt Bex. Yes, she's the one that's running the sketchbook revival, but the artist This the woman that did this is part of the revival. You know what I'm saying? So you can start to see the lines a little bit. Maybe not. Yeah. But yes, that's the website for the revival, and she's the woman that's running the sketchbook revival. Yes, and the artist that did this is one of the teachers that are involved in the revival. Does that make sense? Oh, I wish you could see. And then I'm going to come in. I did another little orb, and then I'm going to draw on either side of this. And there's a name for this Zen, this particular Zen pattern. And Barbie, you probably know it. I mean, my lines are pretty unsteady. So. And I probably, you could probably do it with water. It's not looking good for it to be back anytime soon. Is that for your mother-in-law? Is that for Mill? Hi, Angie. Yeah, Angie, I think, is in that area that possibly got some flooding. Okay, I'm going to do another circle. I think Becky's talking about her mother-in-law because her mother-in-law had a down tree, I think, or a down tree that took down an electrical line. I think Becky still has her power. But you have power, right, Becky? You didn't lose your power. I just can't imagine having no air, because it's so humid. So you just keep on going around, and then you do an orb, and then you do some parallel lines. I can't even see what I'm doing. It's so bad, so dark. It would be neat if you could have white. Yes, yeah, and she even mentions that it's like a mandala. Uh, yeah, it did remind me of that, Barb. It did remind me of a Barb Owen Mandela warm up, where you just have, like splats of watercolor, and then you kind of. So I'm going to do another. Come around like so. So. Okay, and then I think this will be the last, and then I'll fill in. It's kind of hard to do shading on this because it's so dark. And hers was a lot lighter, and I was going to try it with Seth Apter inks, like they're spray inks, but I could, use a dropper. Let me see. Yes, and that's right. That's what's coming is white Posca pen. Actually, I didn't think about using a white. I was just going to use the white. Ooh, that would be fun. Let me see if you can see the lines. See, it's even, well, I'm surprised it's so glossy. And that's just acrylic ink. You can kind of see the. Okay, I'm confused. They shipped the troops to Karen. Karen. Is that a hurricane? I'm acting really stupid here. Oh, absolutely. I was thinking of gold too. I wonder what it would look like if you. I didn't do it, but I was wondering what it would look like if you actually dropped gold in that initial process. Things of gold. Now, she does some shading and she uses a Stabilo pencil. And I was using this extra black layout pencil. But before she did that, she fills in these areas here. And I wish you could see, but let me see. You know, I don't have much luck when I zoom in or do anything. I'm just thrilled that my picture's somewhat in focus. Let me see. I don't know. Oops. Now, how does that look? Is that a little bit better? Oh, yeah, you can see the lines there. Oh, wow, you can see them a little bit. I mean, I'm going to just, no, I guess I won't go any. I'm gonna, and she did like swirlies in here. But I'm wondering, I wonder if you could put drops of gold with the, with the ink. Fill this in. I'm sorry it's so dark, folks. I guess you know what? If I try this again, which I probably will, maybe I'll just use like the yellow. There's a yellow and there's a light green ink, and just choose like the yellow and I think there's an orange ink, and just use those super light inks. And see, I don't mind, I mean, the dark, but for the purposes like this, I was wondering whether that would work, Barbara. I mean, I could try that. I thought about that, but I didn't know whether adding water to acrylic ink would make it lighter or just make it thin and watery. And I have white acrylic ink, and I wonder if you added white acrylic ink to the darker inks, would that do a better job of lightening the ink? Because that's something I could experiment with. I'm getting a little sloppy here. Slow down. Slow down. You zen too fast. Slow down. You zen too fast. Do, 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 do. All right. Let's add some Oh, that wasn't. You saw the white Zentangle pencil that I had. We all saw that, correct? Did anybody see it walk away? Didn't roll under my computer. Well, that little booger. Yep, just I showed it to you. And like I said, it said Zentangle. And I was talking about this, the beautiful student that gave that Zentangle. Up there it is. All right, I'm going to try to. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to add some white. Instead of, doing the dark pencil, add some white. And she did some white in here. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is so dark. It does look, I mean, I can see it, so it does look pretty cool. Yeah. But the white does help, obviously. And the first time I ever did Zentangle, I'd never done any shading before. And I was just blown away about how that little bit of shading that you did, you have a simple single line, right? And then you take a pencil and you just do a little type of like shading underneath that line of the Zentangle, and it just changes the whole perspective of how it looks. And it's just like I never really thought much about what a difference that would make, and it's just so stunning in a Zentangle. And then of course you have the blending stub. The blending stub doesn't seem to work that well with white, but it does with the lead. I mean, I will show this to you in a second when I bring it up. It is helping. All right. Let me see. No, maybe. I can see it a little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway, so those are a couple of the things I've been messing around with this week, or watching people do this. And I've christened my book is christened with this, which I had a lot of fun doing. I might do a couple more of these. I might write down a whole bunch of nouns on a piece of paper and pull some prompts and just do simple drawings. And thank you for the recommendations of sled and helicopter and man in the moon and such. And then my little Zentangle thing. But did that? It does now. Actually, I think it's free. Check. I think it's free, and unless if you want to keep them, if you want to have them available after it's over, like the other one. And then there was another bonus pack that I bought. So I both of them together. I can't remember what I paid, under $100, and there's like tons and tons of lessons. And this first week there was like 2 and 3 for each day. And but check, yeah, you posted the link. Go to the link. It may be free, and it's just that if you want to keep that, those links active, forever, then you pay extra. But I think it may be free. There's parts of it that are free. So after I bought it, I really wasn't paying attention. So, well, thank you everybody for being here and hanging in there. I enjoyed spending my time with you. And real quick, let me show you an update on my it's going to be a bag. And Becky is the one that's leading this parade. And I've had so much fun working on it. Now it won't zoom out. And I'm actually gonna do a zipper. I bought some zippers, and I've done a whole lot more stitching. And it's just we doodled, and now I'm just stitching over my doodles. I've added some flowers that I learned how to make those flowers from Janet Nash. So anyway, I've been working on it. Still have a lot to do, but yeah, that was one of the prompts, a living thing. So I had some cat fabric that actually Becky sent me a long time ago. So that's what my living things was, the cat fabric and these leaves in the batik. That was living things. So that's what we stitched in. So anyway, again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you about during the week, I'm sure. And be safe and be good. And be fabulous. Oh, those little chickies, those are actually bumblebees. But close enough. All righty. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here.